All right, you guys, let's get mic'd up here for a arm day. We're going to be hitting biceps and triceps. Oh, man. We're going to talk some today, you guys. This is a simultaneous vlog and arm session. It's been a little bit of a stressful day. Nothing particularly awful. You know, people's lives are much more stressful than mine, so I'm not asking for any tears here. Okay, well, that's not going to work. I was going to try to magnet myself in, but I guess it's going to have to be a clip kind of day. Everything is kind of messed up today, to be honest. That's partially why I'm frustrated. The timing of the day is messed up, and other things. It's mainly a timing thing. My timing got messed up today. I'm a creature of habit, a creature of routine, and things interfered with my routine today. I got stuck behind a train for 30 freaking minutes. That was very frustrating for me. But anyway, yeah, we got to get all this stuff in the bag and head to maybe even the outside part of the gym, the outdoors section, which is another frustration. I'm not a big cold guy, and this time of year it's very cold out, so not looking forward to training outside, but we'll see. It is about 1 p.m. on a Tuesday, so theoretically the gym shouldn't be that crowded. That's part of my frustration too. I'm thinking I might have to start training somewhere else, at least when I'm filming content, because it just slows me down having to consider all these other people around me. Don't they know that I have work to do, like work to do over here? I'm not just here for the gains. So let's get everything packed up and let's go find ourselves somewhere to set up for some bicep and tricep work. I forgot my hat today too, so I'm just like all kinds of out of sorts right now, but we're gonna get it done. That's not an excuse. All right. Now the beauty of arm day is that it's the shortest day of the week. We have 3 bicep movements and 3 tricep movements to do. And because they are antagonist muscles, you can do them superset style, one immediately after the other. So as soon as you're done with your tricep movement, in this case, we're gonna do some rope push downs, you can immediately pick up the dumbbells and start working on your curls. And while you're doing your curls, your triceps are recovering. So you can just jump right back into triceps immediately after your bicep set. So let's adjust the weight stack here to get some tricep action going. For tricep push downs, first common mistake you see people do is come here, pull down, and just start going to work. You actually want to step the weight out right here. So there's a diagonal pull on the tension. Then slight curve in the lower back with your chest. So don't hunch over, but with your chest up. Now pull your elbows back like this, then start your movement. What you don't want to allow to happen is for your elbows to float in front of your body with every rep. So the reps don't look like this, where your elbows are coming out here like that, because then essentially you're doing rows. You're turning it into partially a back movement. You want to get locked into place right here, elbows to the side of the body, and then push down. And watch as I come back up, my elbows are not drifting in front of my body. They're staying back with each rep. This ensures that they stay under tension the entire time. As always, we're looking to be in that 8 to 12 rep range, the hypertrophy rep range. See this nice squeeze at the bottom? Good half second there. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Now, as I mentioned, I could jump straight into my bicep movement
while giving my triceps 45, 60 seconds to recharge. All right, so let's just start off with some traditional curls where we get a nice twist as we go up. That half-second pause at the top of each rep. You can do these both arms at a time as well, or single arm. Doesn't matter. It's going to take twice as long if you do them single arm, but doing so can help establish that mind-muscle connection if that's something you're still working on. Set these down. Triceps are already recovered, ready to go for the next set of push downs. Training out here in the outdoor area during the wintertime, it's all these like small inconveniences that add up, like the steel handle of the dumbbells being like frozen popsicles makes the movement needlessly more difficult. Let's add a little bit of weight to these tricep push downs. It's a fucking ghost town in here, man. Which is nice, because I was just complaining about it being so crowded in here. Nobody else wants the added discomfort of training outside in these temperatures. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keeping that chest up. One more. Oh, that squeeze feels great. All right, trying to keep the tempo up here. Running behind on schedule today, so we're gonna burn through these quick. Palms out. 1, 2, 3. Note my torso is not swinging. Only thing moving is my arm. Ooh. 2 sets of each down, 1 more set of these, 1 more set of each, and that'll be the first cluster of supersets. And we do 3 clusters. Bicep movement, tricep movement is 1 cluster. Then we choose a different movement for each as a second cluster, and then a third movement for each. All right, you ready for some tricep action? I'm gonna up the weight just a little bit more for this last set of push downs. All right, now remembering what I said about pulling the movement out, getting your elbows back to your lats before you even start the movement, and not letting your elbows drift forward in front of your body. You gotta keep them locked down, like so. And as I always tell you guys, if you can't keep the weight at the fully extended part of the range of motion, you're using too much weight. All right, now 1 more set of the traditional curls, and then we'll move on to the next cluster of supersets. Can't feel my hands over here as I go and grab as I go and grip these cold ass barbells. We're gonna do these single arm, turning my palm up. One, using my free hand to come over and touch my bicep. Feel it contract. Ooh. Okay, same thing here. 1, 2. 2 more. 11. Whew. Starting to get a nice rise in body temperature. Might be able to lose this hoodie here in a second. We're kind of doing cozy day. Got the big oversized redeemed hoodie on. All right, let's adjust the tricep push down real quick to do an overhead extension. All right, overhead tricep extension time. Same weight that I was using for the push downs. Same general concept. We're gonna get the weight and walk it out. Right here. I just took 2 steps out from the rack, holding it at the top for a solid half second to a second. Big thing on these is to make sure your elbows are staying around or even above and behind your ears. You shouldn't be coming down here in front of your face. You want to keep it above and behind the ears. One more. Oh. Whoa. Love those. Absolutely love those. Any tricep work that's above your head extending rather than a push down, it's going to focus on the long head of the tricep. All right, let's go to our second movement for curls. Not going to get too complex or crazy on these. Previously, we did them traditional grip with our palm facing up. All we're going to do here, a slight change of wrist position. We're going to do these hammer grip. All right, hammer curls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 more. 1. Ooh. All right, we're gonna pop the top on the pump cover here, just so we get a peek at how things are looking. It's gonna be a little cold, but we're gonna make it happen. Oh, I gotta move my mic. Great. I can't even remember which way my hair is parted.
All right,
clipped back in. Here we go. Second set of our second tricep movement. Keeping those elbows back and above my ears. Two more. One more, just for bonus. Wow. Pump's feeling good. I like the tempo of arm day. Just burning through it. You guys remember what we're doing for biceps? Hammer curls. We'll do these single arm real quick. Two more. One more. Nine. 12. 13. A couple extra reps on this one. Oh. Ooh. Yikes. All right, let's finish up our last set of hammer curls. One more. All right, we're gonna do some overhead extensions, this time with the dumbbell rather than the ropes. Come down slow on these, you guys. You don't want to bust the back of your head. What I really like about these is coming over with my free arm touching the back of my tricep here, feeling it contract. Ooh. All the way to failure on that one. We are more than 2/3 done with our arm day here. 2 more sets of triceps, 1 more set, 3 more sets of biceps. So for our last bicep movement, we'll do some rope curls since we already did 2 dumbbells. All right, one of my all-time favorite bicep movements. I don't see many people doing these, called cannonball curls. So we're gonna grab our weight here, step out several steps, squat down. I usually stay on my toes. If you don't want to be hunched over like this, you want to get your chest up, rest your elbows on your legs, curl the weight. Excellent squeeze at the top. All this weight, my body weight, and the pull from the cables. I'm having to be very slow and controlled with this because I'm literally standing on my tiptoes. All right, second set of overhead tricep extensions. One. Keep that elbow up though. Mine floated a little bit on that one. It came out here. It really needs to be as close to straight up and down as possible. You can also use this hand to make sure that your arm's not floating forward. Oh. One more. Oh. All right, second set of cannonball curls. We are closing in on the end of arm day here. Chest up, elbows sat on our knees, squeeze at the top. 2, 3. One more. All right, last set of overhead dumbbell extensions. that elbow as vertical as possible. Two more. Had to fight for that last one. All right, you guys. That does it for arm day. Feeling good. Nice, quick day out here in the outdoor training area. So not bad. We burned through 18 sets, 9 sets of biceps, 9 sets of triceps. We clustered them into supersets, 1 tricep movement, 1 bicep movement, alternate back and forth, and you get the whole workout done. I think I was here for 30 minutes, maybe less, and that's including setting up the camera, including the camera overheating twice, so you guys missed the last set of the cannonball curls. And I'm out of breath because there's no rest periods on arm day. I'm ready to get out of here. I'm gonna get in the car, maybe do a little bit of a vlog on the way home, and try to get this day back on schedule because we're running, the whole thing is like 2 hours behind. So I hope you guys enjoyed the arm day. Talk to you on the vlog. That's all she wrote. All right, excellent arm day. Still got a pretty juicy pump. Looking, I mean, the sun is kind of blowing it out with the exposure, but I'm happy with it. I feel rushed today. I am rushed today. Everything is minimum 1 hour, maybe 2 hours behind. Okay, look, and this thing's gonna rub against the mic the whole time. Let's switch this over. Every little thing today, you guys, every little thing. I know you have days like that where maybe you just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. This isn't my fault though. This is other people impacting my daily routine, inconsiderately thinking of themselves and how much they want to do, interfering with how much I want to do. I'm somewhat joking on that. You know, look, everybody has their own daily priorities, and other people's priorities put me behind multiple hours today, which is frustrating. And basically I was just sitting around waiting. That's the thing I hate. I hate sitting around waiting because there's so many productive things that I want to do every day. If my hands are tied and I can't be editing videos, I can't be in the gym, I can't be doing something productive towards one of my goals, and I'm just sitting waiting because of somebody else, that's really frustrating to me. It's not a big deal if I have to wait for somebody else and, you know, I have everything I need to go be productive, but it's like, if you're sitting there with like no internet, or you don't have your laptop so that you can work, you don't have whatever tools you need to be productive, and you're just having to sit there idly waiting, that definitely triggers me. And so then like I sit around waiting for some other people for 2 or 3 hours to start my day because I'm thinking I need to touch base with them, and it doesn't happen. They just don't even touch base with me in the morning. So I'm like, all right, I have to get my day started at this point. It's nearly 11. It's like nearly 11 a.m. Okay, I need to go and be productive today. And so then I'm on my way home. I have a 30-minute drive. 5 minutes into the drive, I am the very first car that has to stop and wait for this train. You know, it's one thing when you roll up on a train track and there's this huge line of cars who have all been waiting on the train to pass. At least you're not like the sucker who was 5 seconds too late as the gate was coming down. You know, you feel bad for that person at the front of the line because they're the one thinking, dude, if I just would have left 5 seconds earlier, I wouldn't have had to wait on this train. I was that guy today. It was my turn to be the sucker. Like I'm pulling up and I see the arm coming down and I'm like, ah, man. I'm not in a sports car. I'm in this big truck. I can't try to gun it, and I wouldn't want to anyways. It's too dangerous. But I have to sit there and wait for the train to pass, right? Wrong, because the train never passes. I literally waited 25 minutes. The train is just going and going. It's like 300 cars on the train or something. I finally see the end of the train. There's like 5 little, what do they call them? Freight carriers, big thing. What is each little segment of the train called? I can't remember. There's like 5 left. Finally, the train stops completely with 5 out of the 300 left. So like, if he could have just gone another 300 feet forward, you wouldn't have stopped blocking the tracks. But now, here we are for who knows how long. So at that point, I wait 5 minutes while the train's not even moving. The train's still not moving. I just give up and I do a 3-point turn and I turn around. After 30 minutes of waiting on this train, doing absolutely nothing, I'm sitting behind the freaking steering wheel of my car, so I can't be working. I can't be multitasking. That's what I'm talking about. It's like stuff like that where your hands are tied and you just have to sit there and be patient and do absolutely fucking nothing and let the day slip by. So first, the day got off track because I wasted 2 hours waiting for other people and they didn't even end up showing by the end of the wait. Then I try to leave knowing I have a 30-minute drive. The 30-minute drive turns into a 1-hour drive, half of which is spent sitting completely stationary waiting on a train. My back is hurting the whole time. So all of these factors combined made me just feel a little irritable today, It was that time of the month for me. And so because I was feeling so irritable, because I was feeling somewhat irritable, I was thinking, maybe I should just take a rest day today. But it was like still so early in the day. I think it was like, 12:30 or 1. I was like, I have time to go do a gym session. It would be a rushed gym session because I need to be back home somewhere between 2 and 3, closer to 2 preferably for my family obligations. So it's like if I go do a gym session, trying to get the content that I want to record, it's going to be rushed. The gym is already super packed lately for some reason. I mean, it's January, so you have all these New Year's resolutioners in there. So I'm like, all right, fine. Screw it. We'll do it. We'll go up there. So I went up there, and fortunately, the outdoor area was not very crowded. So I was able to get a Bis and Tries days in for you guys, get some instructional commentary recorded. Then the camera's overheating twice during the workout. It's like you go and spend a ridiculous amount of money on a camera and a lens, and you can't record 45 minutes. Not even consecutively. You can't record a minute here, a minute there, a minute there during the span of 45 minutes without the freaking camera overheating. Like, what did I even do to deserve all this stuff happening to me? It's like raining shit on my life. Not really. I have a very blessed life. I'm a fortunate man, and I thank God for that every single day. But I'm just hyperbolizing. What I have to look forward to tonight, though, I am swinging by the grocery store to pick up some Alfredo sauce and some pizza crust, and we are going to throw down on a chicken Alfredo pizza. I get to eat the whole large pizza myself, no sharing. And then after that, I'm going to have this orange cinnamon roll homemade ice cream. If you guys have ever had those Pillsbury cinnamon rolls that come in the little tube, complete goy slop, but they are absolutely delicious. Like one of my favorite trash foods in the world. Like the normal Pillsbury cinnamon rolls are already great, but trust me, get the orange ones. League of their own. So trying to replicate that kind of taste experience in some healthy way where you're still getting some protein and you're not having 1,000 calories, I found this Ninja Creamy recipe that I adapted several different ways. And now I'm eating this enormous, it's not even a pint, it's like 2 pints of delicious cinnamon roll orange ice cream after I eat my large pizza. That's the only thing keeping me going right now, this feast that I have looking forward to tonight. Also hyperbole. I have many different things I'm looking forward to, but I am very, very hungry. And I shouldn't be, because I definitely indulged yesterday in some pretty high calorie food. Nothing crazy. I mean, I still probably was around 2,000, maybe 2,200 calories for the day, which is low for me. You know, I'm trying to have this little mini cut for a few weeks. But I did allow myself to eat closer to around maintenance yesterday, just to enjoy some time with family and some good home cooking. Had this deep dish, pan style homemade pizza with this chocolate cobbler. Absolutely divine. Dinner and dessert. I mean, that's the glorious benefit of intermittent fasting. You don't have a crumb all day. You got 2,000 or more calories to blow at the end of it. You can sit down and eat a whole large pizza if you want, and dessert. Maybe not like any dessert under the sun, any pizza under the sun, but within reason. I mean, like even a large Papa John's pizza, assuming you're not asking them to put literally everything on the menu on it, but like a large pepperoni pizza is, I think, 1,800, 2,000 calories, something like that. If you got a meat lovers, it's probably closer to 2,200 to 2,500. So it's like technically I could just sit around eating a large pizza, large meat lovers pizza every day of my life from Papa John's. And that's actually pretty high in protein. It would be about 100 grams, maybe 120, which isn't quite enough. I got to have 150 or so a day. Yeah. But anyway, I'm very glad that I did go and do the gym session. There's been thousands of examples of days like this in the last 11 years where I'm just kind of annoyed, whether it's a work problem, you got a relationship problem, a family problem, financial stress, physical discomfort, injury, whatever, and you just make yourself go to the gym. It releases cortisol, you know, the stress hormone cortisol. It brings those levels down. It releases dopamine and oxytocin in your chemical stream, and your mind, for at least the time that you're working out, is taken away from some of those stresses, and you're just dialed in. You're focused on form. You're focused on the mind-muscle connection. You're thinking about how the muscle burns. Because you're thinking of those things, you're not thinking of this individual or this circumstance annoying you. You know, you might have some intrusive thoughts that creep your way in during the workout, but and this is true for like if you're going through depression, as people call it, whatever difficult chapter of your life that you are in, if you just go to the gym, man, I'm promising you, it will be like a mini vacation from those negative feelings. And I have never regretted a gym session. I have always come out of the gym afterward saying, I am absolutely glad I did that. I feel better about myself. I feel better about my circumstances. I know I invested in myself today. I did something despite not wanting to, which is like a fucking superpower this day and age. Because I was thinking about this while I was at the gym, actually. When I made the decision to do today's training session in the outdoor section that's really cold, you know, partially that's because I didn't want to be encroaching on people's space with the tripod and all that stuff in the main lifting area. And it was a little too crowded for my taste. But the fact of the matter is it's near freezing outside. It's very uncomfortable. Same thing for yesterday's session that I recorded for you guys. Opting into something that is more challenging than some other option that is available to you, voluntarily choosing the least or the less comfortable option, that's a different thing than doing something you have to do even though it's uncomfortable. Like I didn't have to do the session in the cold, but I chose to do the more difficult version. And this is something that's just become a pattern. It's a part of my personality at this point, where I have multiple options in front of me. They're all productive. They're all going to absolutely be good investments. They'll all be challenging. But the degree of challenge, the degree of difficulty, the degree of resistance in my mind is not the same for each of them. It's also true when you're picking individual movements to do for whatever muscle group. You know, there's certain movements, let's just say you're talking about leg day, you know, a barbell squat is a lot more strenuous than a leg press. Choosing to do the more difficult option, even though there are easier options in front of you, that is a mark of character. That is somebody who wants to overcome the discomfort, who wants to overcome complacency, who doesn't want to be the person who picks the path of least resistance every time there is resistance. there's so much carryover to this concept with every facet of your life. That pattern of behavior of voluntarily, as I said, it's a very different thing for external circumstances to tell you, hey, you have to go do this difficult thing. And it still requires you to be a man and just sack up and say, I don't want to do this. It's going to be difficult, but I have to do this, so I'm going to do it. It's totally different to have an optional, very difficult task in front of you where there are several easier options in front of you that you could do and say, you know what? I'm going to do the hardest one. It's 100+ degrees outside. I said I was going to do cardio. I could just do the treadmill inside. Or you could do the cardio outside. Inverse, in the middle of wintertime, you got this outdoor training section at the gym that nobody else wants to train in because it's so cold. Well, what if I just put myself through that level of discomfort just to see? This was actually something that I leveraged back when I had cataract surgery several years ago. I was so familiar with knowing going into a physical situation and kind of building calluses on my mind to physical discomfort that this surgery is physically uncomfortable. You can't get anesthetized. They don't put you to sleep for cataract surgery. They literally operate on your eyeball while you're awake. Does that sound like fun to you guys? Does that sound comfortable? But I had become so accustomed to just toughing through physical discomfort that I was like, all right, this is going to suck, but you know what? I'm going to do it. I have to do it. And I've done this so many other times in my life on a literal daily basis where I'm choosing to do something physically uncomfortable for myself. What's the difference? We'll get through these 24 hours, no matter how physically uncomfortable they are, and my life will be better for it. And my life is dramatically better for it. I have perfect near vision. What do they say? Nearsighted vision now. I can see beautifully long distance. I can't see, is it near? Farsighted. I always get those two mixed up. I know they're the opposite of what they sound like. If you're nearsighted, then you can't see far away. If you're farsighted, you can't see up close, whatever. I can see great now in the distance, but I do have to wear reading glasses to read anything up close. But anyways, guys, enough rambling. I just pulled up to the grocery store. I got to get in here and get my Alfredo sauce and my pizza crust so I can throw down later on a feast. And maybe I'll show you guys as I put that together later tonight. Hope you enjoy that arm day session. I'll talk to you guys soon. America first and Christ is King. All right, there is our intermittent fasting 1,300 calorie chicken Alfredo pizza. Looking absolutely delicious. We have our air fried chicken nuggets, topped it with 8 to 10 ounces of those, 4 servings of cheese, half fat-free cheddar, half skim mozzarella, and then this delicious Classico roasted red pepper Alfredo sauce, 3 servings of that. And we are ready to grub.